Navdeep Kalsi, also known as Navi, head of Azure in Microsoft. I am today here in DevOps Talk 2022. And here with me, I have Koray Harman from Splunk. And I will be asking him some interesting questions. So how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well. And thank you for having us here. What is a very exciting time to get back into
and it's a face-to-face.
And face-to-face, I know.
Yes,
I'm over virtual. I'm done with video meetings.
Yes.
I'm done with being stuck inside the house. I'm ready.
Perfect. That's good. So thanks for your presentation. It was really good to understand how Splunk is doing and what we can learn more about it. So what Splunk is doing for the DevOps? So DevOps is something which everyone wants to understand.
For sure. Look, Splunk traditionally has played a lot in the logging space.
Yep.
And over the last few years, Splunk made a bunch of acquisitions, things like Signal FX and Omnition and Rigor and Flowmill and you name it.
Yep.
Really to try and pivot to that observability market as well
and
address a lot of those challenges and concerns that we're seeing. So through that, we've been very hard at work over the last few years, building that all together into a unified platform. And we're very proud of our Splunk Observability Cloud solution, but also our work with things like open telemetry.
Okay.
Right? So really, we're now dealing with things like telemetry data, metrics, cloud native architectures, very modern architectures. And really trying to reduce that complexity that we see with modern application architecture, right? It starts to get really hairy really quickly. And so the more we can do to help minimize that and provide real value and context and correlation is super key and important for us.
That's good. So see, Koray, Splunk, I have seen that enterprise really like Splunk, but I always find they find it very difficult to know what else they could do because Splunk is very interesting, very important tool. So what's the advice you give to enterprises? Like what else they should be doing only than using for monitoring? What are the other features?
Yeah, for sure. So Observability Cloud is the new product suite and integrates and ties in well with maybe the Splunk solution that they've already got in place.
Yep.
And really it helps to extend into and then branch into some of those more modern challenges that we see. Right?
Okay.
So it's there to address as we start to move into microservices and things start to become cloud managed for us.
Right. That's what I wanted to hear.
Right. Visibility takes a big hit. And as as good as Azure or AWS or Google is, it is a different kind of challenge, right? We can't just slap an agent on a box anymore and that's it. We lose kind of that control.
Yeah.
Cloud takes care of it for us, but also visibility can become an issue as well.
Oh, okay. That's good.
That's one of the things we look to address with Observability Cloud and some recommendations we have for enterprise especially is finding the right platform, the right tooling that supports the processes, the workflows, the methodologies you already have in your org, right?
Sure.
Observability shouldn't come at a cost of having to then, you shouldn't have to adapt your processes, your workflows to fit an observability solution.
It should just fit.
It should fit into your org.
That's right. I think that is where things are changing now. Everyone is looking for the tools which is very easy to use, easy to manage, easy to operate, and everything. And that is what Splunk give us. Yeah, that's good.
100%. And even something as simple as change processes, right?
Yeah, that's right.
There's enough headache there. There's enough, there's enough challenges in that space.
Ask me. I have worked in all the enterprises and I have seen how the change management slow down our DevOps. Okay.
Exactly, right? We want as much velocity, agility, you name it.
Yes.
So it's super important. And actually, one of the coolest things we've seen is even having accommodating for two-speed organizations. You might have sort of the more traditional Splunk platform there as like a organizational-wide service, and Observability Cloud comes in to really help provide the developers they need in the cloud space to really be as agile as possible and automating that as much as possible without impacting that sort of wider organizational view and tying those up beautifully together.
That's good.
But also really importantly is to start early, right? You've got to start super early.
That's right.
Bring it and let your observability solution grow and evolve organically with your application modernization journey as well. Right? Super important because that gives you time and the opportunity for both to kind of evolve together. Use cases, they're going to grow and change and priorities will chop and change as well.
That's true.
And it's always a lot harder to kind of take 3 years worth of development know-how and then trying to hack an observability solution.
Put together.
and that catch-up game is quite daunting. So,
yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's good. So any one advice, or I would say, which you like, I think which you have already covered, that start early. Other than that, do you want to give to enterprise or startup, anyone who use Splunk?
Really, when it comes to especially observability, right? Being able to address your DevOps, bring to light a lot of that visibility and understand, how well are we performing? What are we actually looking like with regards to our KPIs? How effective is our development within our organization? But importantly as well, how are we moving in terms of a business, right? Are we increasing our revenue? Are we actually achieving our user experience goals? What is our, how are we comparing to our competitors in the market as well? And then, so super importantly, with all that work that we're doing for observability is to make it also as open as possible. So, we're a big believer here at Splunk in open telemetry, leveraging open standards and the community.
Oh, that's good.
We're very fortunate enough, very proud to say that we helped to co-found it, but it is now the industry standard, right? And we get to leverage the wider community for that. And importantly, it's vendor agnostic. So I know that we're heavily associated with it, but it is vendor agnostic. All the vendors are playing in that space. Everyone's contributing. And importantly, it means it's with you for the long term. You can start to invest and build out that maturity. And 5 years from now, if you want to change tooling, you just change a config file. We're not going back and re-instrumenting and introducing technical debt, right? You want to be able to invest and know that it's going to be with you for the long term.
That's right. That's a continuous improvement.
Exactly. 100%. Keep building and not going back, scrapping, and starting again.
Perfect. That's good. Thanks so much. And it was really good session and also good answers. And thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you very much for having me. And I'm very much looking forward to the rest of the conference. So thank you. And it was fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.